All right, in early March of last year, the Attorney General Jeff Sessions was new on the job. He had just been appointed by President Trump and just confirmed by his former peers in the U.S. Senate. He vowed to uphold the law of the land as America's top cop. Without skipping a beat, Sessions stunned President Trump, the entire political world. He decided to recuse himself from the single biggest, most important case facing not only the administration, but the entire country, the ongoing so-called Russia collusion investigation. So we have the country's top lawyer immediately recusing himself from the single most pressing legal case without any prior warning to President Trump or those who confirmed him to the U.S. Senate. You probably remember this.
I asked for their candid and honest opinion about what I should do about investigations, certain investigations. And my staff recommended recusal. They said that since I had involvement with the campaign, I should not be involved in any campaign investigation. I have studied the rules and considered their comments and evaluation. I believe those recommendations are right and just. Therefore, I have recused myself in the matters that deal with the Trump campaign.
Yeah, career people. Now, what former Senator and Attorney General Sessions did at this point is so harmful. The ramifications so massive. His decision that day, the day after he's confirmed, is playing out today, and it's hurting the country. And according to Fox News legal analyst, our friend Greg Jarrett, who will join us soon, the Attorney General used a completely illegitimate justification for his recusal. Sessions, remember, he cited that he was required to recuse himself under U.S. Code, Federal Regulations 28 CFR 45.2 because of an ongoing criminal investigation. However, at the time of Sessions' recusal, there was no Russia collusion criminal investigation. It was a counterintelligence inquiry. In fact, the criminal investigation only started after Sessions' recusal upon the appointment of the special counsel Robert Mueller. And here we are today. And now Robert Mueller is even reportedly investigating now. He's desperate. He's panicking. He knows this is blowing up. A meeting that took place between Trump and Sessions that took place shortly after the president was blindsided by his own attorney general's decision to recuse himself on day one. Does anyone really expect a sitting U.S. president not to question his brand new attorney general's decision to sit on the sidelines, recuse himself the day after he is literally confirmed in a case when he's taken the job the next day? And by the way, the president can order an attorney general, as Greg Jarrett told us last night, to make an indictment, make an indictment, to investigate or not investigate something. So there's frankly nothing unusual or illegal about this meeting. We'll have full analysis, and we'll have more on the Mueller issue in a moment. But tonight, we have so many other important lingering questions for the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. Why didn't he tell anybody the likelihood that he was going to recuse himself before he was confirmed or before he was appointed? How in good faith can a attorney general act without participating in the single most pressing legal case facing this country, facing this administration? And now we can all see the damage of Mueller's witch hunt investigation and what it is. A flawed witch hunt, why he should, as we have talked about months and months ago, unrecuse himself immediately. This time he would be following the correct law. Without a doubt, when the Attorney General Sessions, who I have personally always liked and respected, what he has done here has now left this administration and country more exposed to the deep state that has been working against the president you elected since the very beginning. Just last week, we learned that at least one informant, likely more, working in coordination with the Obama Justice Department, actively infiltrating the Trump campaign, spying on a multitude of people associated with then candidate Trump's election efforts. And here's what two of the men who were spied on had to say on this program right here last night. Take a look.
I think what this meeting was about was that they used me as a way to get an introduction to George. He wanted to go to George Papadopoulos, and I think, and he used Carter Page to get to me, and then he used me to get to George. And I really think that was the whole chain of events there.
I believe I got at least two and perhaps more approaches by individuals who were trying to offer information to the campaign that would have jammed us up in some way, shape, or form. I mean, it's very clear that Sam and Carter were both approached by a spy.
Lying to FISA judges repeatedly, not telling the FISA judges, not corroborating, not verifying, not telling FISA court judges, getting warrants, spying on Trump campaign associates. All of this happened. And you know something? Now we got spies that we're discovering that were in the Trump campaign. And as much as the media says, oh, it's not actually spying, it's an informant. You just heard for the three men that were approached by the so-called informant who's really a spy to tell them and seek out information because of this witch hunt that began, as we now know, in the spring of 2016. I listened to Chairman Gowdy today, who frankly I agree with on a lot of issues. He tried to play down what the president is rightly calling Spygate. Let's make this very simple. Here are the basic thesaurus definition of the term spy for all of you people in Congress, even those of you that claim to be lawyers. A secret or undercover agent, that's a spy. So make no mistake, the Trump campaign was spied on. A secret agent working with Obama's Justice Department, monitoring conversation and activities of many Trump campaign associates. You just heard directly from the individuals who were spied on and actively targeted by the spy. And Chairman Gowdy praising the FBI's overall handling of the Russian probe. No, Chairman Gowdy, look at McCabe, look at Comey, look at Strzok, look at Page, look at Loretta Lynch, look at all the others that abuse their power. So we got to get this right. The FBI, literally under fired FBI director, which the president had every right to do, Rod Rosenstein himself recommended, James Comey's direction, used Hillary Clinton's bought and paid for dirty dossier full of Russian lies put together by a foreign agent and illegally convinced FISA judges, because they're supposed to verify and corroborate, to authorize a wiretap against the Trump campaign associate in the lead up to a campaign, all while the Obama administration is unmasking the names of American citizens caught up in other surveillance at what is a 350% increase from any prior year, and while the FBI was using spies to monitor at least 4 people associated with the Trump campaign. Chairman Gowdy, you keeping up? And let's not forget, after James Comey was fired for mishandling the Clinton investigation, Comey illegally leaked documents. He wanted to prompt the appointment of a special prosecutor because his BFF, Robert Mueller, who then appointed, let's see, the most corrupt, the most dishonest, merry band of anti-Trump Democratic donors, those people who are now doing everything in their power and have been to take this president down. How do you ever trust any special counsel that would hire Andrew, the Pitbull, Weissman? How would you ever trust them? Let's see. He lost tens of thousands of Americans their job at Anderson Accounting, overturned Supreme Court 9-0, put 4 innocent Merrill executives in jail for a year, and that was overturned by the Fifth Circuit. You want him investigating you? Any congressman out there? Give me a call. Now, there are so many brave public servants that are doing important work in the FBI, in the CIA, in our intelligence community, some very high ranking. But we have now discovered abuse of power, bad apples that have a political agenda that are hell-bent on destroying this president, delegitimizing him, and literally ruining the vote of the American people. And by the way, in their eyes, this was the man that was never supposed to be president, and they were counting on it. Now, there are fears that Mueller's ongoing witch hunt will influence the midterm elections. I believe this is a legitimate concern. Now, former New York City mayor, current Trump attorney, Rudy Giuliani, who is with us tonight, will join us live in a little bit, weighed in on this very issue earlier today. Take a look.
The president said he's going to meddle in the midterms.
Well, if he doesn't file his report by September 1st, mid-September, he's probably doing a call.
So will he fire him if he doesn't file the report by September 1st?
I don't think he's going to fire him.
The next sports station.
Want to see the investigation stretch out past the midterm election.
Damn right they do. Maybe a mistake. Maybe the American people have concluded that impeachment is not proper. They're going to do everything they can to say aren't going to impeach him, everybody in this town knows they do.
So tonight, it's not just President Trump. It's not Republicans worried about this political impact of Mueller's partisan fishing expedition. He couldn't find one Trump donor, not one. In fact, top Senate Democrat. There's now political fears kicking in. Mark Warner telling a crowd he fears Americans will start to grow tired of the investigation if it is not wrapped up this year. Oh yeah, they're tired of it already. Take a look.
The notion for those who may be partisans in the crowd say, well, gosh, if the Democrats take control, they'll be able to really ramp these up. I think the American public will be tired of it if this is not wound down in this calendar year.
What did Judge Ellis say? Why do you go back to Paul Manafort's case? Oh, you go back to Manafort, you put the screws to him so he'll sing or he may compose so that they will get information they can use to prosecute or impeach a sitting president, a duly elected president. That Judge Ellis was dead on accurate. And according to a new poll from CBS News, a majority of you, the American people, you are rightly now already skeptical of Mueller's efforts, believing that the special counsel's investigation is what it is, politically motivated. Now, while this off-the-rails Russia so-called collusion investigation rolls on way past, way beyond any mandate they ever had, well, the President of the United States, well, he actually has real work to get done, including the negotiations with North Korea. Already, the President has secured the release of several hostages once held captive in North Korea. Kim Jong-un is no longer firing missiles over Japan and threatening Guam and the entire Korean peninsula or threatening the United States. The nuclear tests have halted. He crossed the DMZ, and hours ago, a top North Korean official landed right here in New York City for a meeting with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. The two men just finished a working dinner, and according to Pompeo, the meeting went great. A historic meeting between Trump and Kim Jong-un is now still in the works. It may happen on time.
Now, do you see that Gowdy downplayed everything? It's just a mess. Sessions should recuse himself or unrecuse himself. Just unrecuse himself and get it over with. But again, Sessions has been compromised from the get-go. Trey Gowdy downplayed the spy, and that's why everything is continuing. It is a total mess after Gowdy got involved, and you saw Hannity point that out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.